Alright, so Azami is becoming a hell of a project trying to get her ready for Ostruzna, trying to break her out of the old way of thinking about her, and finding a win condition. But, to be honest, do I need a win condition? What if I just made a griefer deck? What if the goal of the deck is just to control things and piss people off? I mean, it's a viable strategy, isn't it? You know, it's like these assholes on Arena. Their only goal is to get you to concede by pissing you off. Maybe I could do that. But I don't want to do that. I want to play a good game. I want to smash people. I want to punch in the face of fucking huge wizards that have hammers and swords and impale people with a fury of magic. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, so what have I got? First off, I just recorded the other video not too long ago. Few hours ago, but I'll probably post this tomorrow. So, a few hours ago, I put a nameless one instead of Settle Constable. And then I started thinking, okay, so if I put a big beater, and even if I get Archetype of Imagination, and all my stuff flies and my opponents lose flying, he's still just a big beater that doesn't do anything cool. I kind of want my wizards to do something cool. So, and since he would rely on Archetype of Imagination, I'm not sure if I want him in this. So I took him out. I took out Nameless 1 and I put Settle Constable back in. But what I think I want to do is Ghostly Flicker. So exile 2 target artifact creatures and or lands I control, and then they come back into play. So they flicker out of existence and back in. So with this, I can save creatures from targeted effects that would kill them. I could untap my Nyx Lotus. I could untap Nykthos. It has a lot of flexibility. So I want to see if I can work this in. And then this guy's, he's not a wizard. That's why he's not there before. He's not a wizard. He's a rogue, merfolk rogue. But for the low price of 5 and a blue, he makes my blue creatures unblockable, including him. So he makes the Cephalid Constable unblockable. So if I have him and the Archetype of Imagination, I've got 2 ways of giving all my creatures evasion. So I want to work him in, even though he's not a wizard and I really don't like the idea, but it is what it is. And then pick this up in my LGS after I did some buy list trading. I need a little bit more incremental life gain, and I need a little bit more ways of getting damage through. So I thought Loxodon Warhammer, that'd be fun. You know, give it to Azami. So she'd be a 3/2 trampler with lifelink. Yeah, probably not going to give it to Azami. She's going to get the boots, the greaves. And then there's Expedition Map, so I can find Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. So those cards I want to put in. Let's see if I can find things to take out that isn't like pulling teeth out of my head. So again, her Time Spiral, Trickster. My stuff has flying. Everybody else's stuff does not. You can't do it. You can't fly. Get on the ground. Like LAPD, get down on the ground. Excuse me. Getting ahead of myself. Reflections of Litjara doubles my creatures when I cast them. Maybe I don't need it. Maybe it's win more. But go ahead and hang on to it. Let's see. Greaves, Medallion. He's a wizard, and if I have 7 merfolk, I can counter a spell. So he kind of backs up the patron wizard, kind of, but I have to have merfolk to do it. Well, putting the rogue in, that'll do the trick. She's a merfolk. That's a counter spell. That's a mana rock. Is there anything that just jumps out at me as I really don't need that badly? Phyrexian Metamorph. Copy creature or an artifact. And copying the Lotus would be pretty cool. Do I really want her? Wouldn't it be better to have, again, thinking about taking her out, so let's put her there. Venser, Nykthos, Time Stream Navigator, Cage Sun, Teferi, Cryptic Command, Counterspell on Wings, Reliquary Tower, don't want to take out land. Do I want her? I mean, if I have Maxwood Nexus out, she's pretty damn good. If I don't have Maxwood Nexus out, then there's not a whole lot she can do other than come down quickly and look good. It is neat art. It's Christopher Muller. I like it. So let's keep going. Let's see what we can do. Now now it's the painful part. Now it's a fucking slog. Yeah, for Struzhna, I kind of want him. Mana Rock, yeah, he's good. That can save things. It's been useful in the past. I don't know if it's still useful now, but it's been useful enough in the past for me to want to keep it. Raised Dead, Coat of Arms. For Struzhna, this is probably okay. Storm Tamer, Mana Drain, Invoke Prejudice, slows people down. Information Dealer, I can filter the top of my library. Intruder Alarm. I think this would be really good in this deck because if I have Azami in play especially, and it's kind of the idea to get her in play, start tapping wizards to draw cards. Oh, you played a creature. Hey, I get to untap on my wizards, so I can draw more cards. Thank you. Shackles, Triskate, Decaphile, alternate win condition, Mana Crypt, Mana. Do I really want that? Wouldn't it be better to have the expedition map? Yes, this comes into play quickly, early. It's signed. It's still sleeve playable, but just barely. Just barely sleeve playable. See? It's been beat to shit. It's been probably had a beer spilled on it, but it was signed. Look at those cracks. Look at that. Look at that. But it's still playable. It's still a good card because that's how they made them in the old days, with quality. But anyway, if I have Expedition Map, that helps me find Nykthos. And Nykthos can make a hell of a lot more mana than Mana Crypt. Tap her and tap something, screw with my opponents, bounce something. Do I have a Ghostly Flicker instead of that? I don't know. Adaptive Automaton. So he comes into play, he's a wizard. He gives me other wizards +1/+1. And he comes down early. Cyclone Summoner comes into play. If I cast it for 7, return all permanents to the owner's hands, extra dice with minor matter. That's something I just added in a few hours ago. What if I took her out? What if I take out the Riptide Director? So yes, he draws me cards, but the whole idea of Azami is I don't need to draw a mass amount of cards, and if I have Mind Over Matter, then I can just filter everything and then Time Spiral to get it all back. So, as much as it pains me, I have to make cuts, I have to do something. That's almost near mint. I'm pretty sure I paid near mint for it and arrived in this condition, which is just a touch under. So anyway, let's get this Deep Channel Mentor in here, because he gives my dudes evasion. They're just straight up unblockable. You can't stop my wizards. They're going to smash you in the face. They're going to crush your nuts. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes the squirrels bite them. Washout, White Mage Prodigy. Each of the wizard comes to play with additional +1/+1 counter. Remove a counter, draw a card. It's kind of a backup. She comes down early, only costs 3. Now I'm going painfully trying to figure out what to do for the Warhammer, because I think it would be more, or do I care about the Warhammer now? Do I care about it at this point? So, the creature gets +3, trample, and lifelink. If I give them unblockable, then I really don't care about the trample. Maybe I don't need this. Maybe that can come out. So far, I've dropped the Director, Crypt, and the Hammer. I dropped the Hammer. I still have Kasmina. My opponents really, nobody really casts that many spells that target creatures or planeswalkers, really, do they? It's either just a random thing once in a while that you can counter if you're savvy about it. But to create the wizard tokens, or flicker some things, and that protects those things, and then untaps them if they're useful things. But then I've got enough instance in here that I want to put an Archaeomancer, and that's another problem, because then something has to come out for the Archaeomancer, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Jesus Christ, Steve Oley, what am I going to do about this? How many instances do I have anyway? 5. So, I really don't have much call for the Archaeomancer. I've got 3 sorceries. One of them, Time Spiral, exiles itself. And I've got 5 instants. One of them I would want back. The Sea King's Blessing. Ah, Jesus Christ. God damn it. This... okay, at this point, there's probably 2 cards in here that, because I'm so close to the deck, I've built it this way, and I haven't played it that much. There's probably 2 cards in here that I really don't need, but I don't see it because I haven't played it. And I haven't played those cards. And it would become obvious and apparent immediately if I played those cards. Oh, I should take these out in favor of this or that. Because you can have this, you can have that. How many lands do I have? 37. I can't take out any. Well, can I drop a land? I have 1, 2, 3. 3, no, 3 mana rocks. No, I can't really drop a land. T-Vole. I mean, she creates the tokens, but that creates the tokens too. Saves things. Elixir of Immortality. Do I want that? Torment Script. Exile somebody's graveyard. Yeah, sometimes that has to get done. Coat of Arms. Do I really want the Coat of Arms? I mean, it'll end the game quickly if I have enough wizards in play, but it also pumps up everybody else. And if somebody is randomly playing any kind of faster tribal deck like Eldrazi, and I've got Adaptive Automaton, I've got Sage of Fables. Of course, she only triggers when a wizard comes into play. That's the only time she makes them bigger. What else do I have that makes things? Not really much. Not really much at all. Oh, Cage Sun. Cage Sun makes my things bigger. but that makes them really bigger. It makes them bigly. So, what for the ghostly flicker and possibly an Archaeomancer? Do I really care about that? It's cool, it's fun, I want to play it, so maybe I do care about that. Alright. Oh yeah, and with her I can copy the ghostly flicker. But nothing is really jumping out as something I should take out. What about this? So I double my wizards. So if I cast Venser, I get a copy. It'll die because of legendary. But I can bounce something back to somebody's hand rather than casting it. I can bounce a permanent and I can do it again.
Are you going to send this?
Oh yeah, when I get done with this. I don't know. I'm not going to look at it anymore. Yeah, tell me in the comments. So what I want to do is put in Ghostly Flicker. And if I put in Ghostly Flicker, I want to put in an Archaeomancer. So that means 2 cards have to come out. One for the Flicker, one for the Archaeomancer. Plus, this did not go in. Maybe it should. She came out. Maybe she should go back in. Tell me. And this came out. Probably should go back in. Anyway, let me know what you think. And as always, rule of my channel is if you recommend a card for inclusion in the deck, you have to tell me what I should pull out, because that's the hard part. Anybody can recommend good cards to go in a deck. The hard part is pulling the tooth, excising the wound, finding out what isn't quite as good as what you're slotting in. That's the fucking hard part.